The sound of somber rhythms echoed through the alleyways of Inferninho, a dense and volatile favela nestled in the outskirts of Osasco, São Paulo. This wasn't the kind of place dreams were supposed to grow. Crime, poverty, and uncertainty dominated everyday life. But for a young Antony Matheus dos Santos, born on February 24, 2000, this was home, and more importantly, this was the foundation of a dream that would someday cross continents. From a young age, Antony played barefoot on dusty streets, dodging potholes and sometimes even stray bullets. He honed his footwork not on manicured pitches, but on uneven ground against older, stronger kids. His first goal wasn't scored in a stadium but through makeshift goalposts made of flip-flops and milk crates. Every dribble was an act of defiance against his environment, and every goal was a whisper that he might be destined for more. Antony's father worked tirelessly to provide for their family, often juggling multiple jobs. His mother, a pillar of strength, instilled in him a sense of discipline and faith. Despite the chaos that surrounded him, Antony remained focused, encouraged by his older brother who believed that the boy's magic on the ball was more than street showmanship. At the age of 10, Antony's talent earned him a spot in the youth academy of São Paulo FC, a monumental step for a kid from his background. Yet, the journey was far from smooth. In his early years at the club, Antony was almost let go due to his slight frame and raw temperament. Coaches doubted whether he could handle the physicality of professional football. But Antony wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for everyone who told him he couldn't make it. One pivotal moment came when he was 15. Nearly cut from the academy, Antony begged for another chance. He was given 2 weeks to prove himself. He trained harder than ever, stayed late after sessions, and began studying professional wingers like Neymar and Robin. He returned with renewed fire and delivered performances that left his coaches stunned. By 2018, Antony was promoted to São Paulo's senior team. His style was electric, explosive pace, dazzling dribbles, and a fierce left foot. In 2019, he helped the club secure the Campeonato Paulista title. European scouts took note, but none more than Ajax. In February 2020, Antony signed with Dutch powerhouse Ajax for an initial fee of €15 million. For a boy who once kicked cans in Osasco, stepping into the famed Johan Cruyff Arena was a surreal experience. Yet he adapted with ease, scoring on his debut and forming a dangerous partnership with Dusan Tadic. Under the guidance of Erik ten Hag, Antony flourished. Ajax's system emphasized technique, vision, and attacking freedom, perfect for his talents. Over 2 seasons he scored 24 goals and provided countless assists. His flair and work ethic helped Ajax win back-to-back Eredivisie titles and a KNVB Cup. The fans adored him. He was flamboyant yet humble, flashy but effective. But as his profile grew, so did expectations. Antony was now on the radar of Europe's elite, and Manchester United came calling with an offer too lucrative for Ajax to refuse. August 2022 saw Antony become one of Manchester United's most expensive signings, arriving for a jaw-dropping €95 million. The weight of the price tag was immediate. Yet, he started with a bang, scoring in his first 3 Premier League games, an unprecedented feat for a debutant at the club. Old Trafford erupted every time he touched the ball. His signature spin move became a meme, his confidence infectious. But form is fickle. Midway through the season, Antony's performances began to dip. Critics questioned his decision-making and end product. The British media, notorious for their harsh judgments, turned on him. In 2023, matters worsened. Allegations of domestic violence emerged, casting a dark shadow over his career. Though he denied all charges and cooperated with investigations, the damage was done. Sponsors distanced themselves. Manchester United placed him on a temporary leave of absence. For the first time in his career, Antony questioned everything. Alone in Manchester, far from his family, his career hung in the balance. Nights were sleepless, filled with doubt and regret. But in that darkness, he found clarity. He returned to training, stayed silent amidst the noise, and waited for a chance to play again. That chance, however, wouldn't come at United. By January 2025, it was clear a new environment was necessary. Real Betis, a spirited La Liga side known for their passionate fanbase and attacking philosophy, took a chance on him. The move was a loan deal with a modest salary by Premier League standards, but for Antony, it was a lifeline. In Seville, he found tranquility and purpose. Betis manager Manuel Pellegrini gave him freedom and responsibility. His debut was a masterclass, 2 assists, 1 goal, and a standing ovation from the Benito Villamarin crowd. In just a few months, he became Betis' talisman, notching 6 goals and 4 assists in 19 appearances. More than the stats, Antony found joy again. His teammates admired his resilience. The fans, many of whom came from humble beginnings themselves, saw in him a reflection of their own struggles. The journey from Inferninho to Betis wasn't a straight line. It was a winding path filled with glory, scandal, failure, and rebirth. Antony's story isn't just about football, it's about survival, about pushing forward when the world tells you to stop. As Real Betis pushes for European qualification, Antony plays not just for silverware but for redemption. He knows the road back to the top is long, but he's walked harder paths. He often revisits Osasco in the off-season, giving back to the kids in his old neighborhood, reminding them that it's possible to rise, to overcome. In every dribble, every goal, every cheer from the Betis faithful echoes the story of a boy who refused to be defined by his past. A boy who became a man, who lost himself, and found his way again under the Spanish sun. Comment and subscribe for more stories.